Hello there, Internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today we're going to feature some SHYVANA mid-range. It's funny that we have a Noxian background here because we're focusing on Demacia, and we're going to showcase an anti-meta deck. Today I'm going to be a little bit more tryhard than usual. This deck is not built by me. There's several different versions of this running around. Like, this is not new by any stretch of the imagination, but I believe this version to be the best one out there. It is built by Ultraman, who is a competitive player from Belgium and a streamer as well. His links will be in the description down below, as we're going to showcase his variant of the deck. I've made one tweak to it, which I will explain shortly. But first of all, let me explain what this deck is all about. One of the reasons why, well, I'll explain first the deck and then I'll explain why I like this version more than others. Well, this is basically a dragon mid-range deck. We have a lot of tribalistic synergies revolving around dragons in this deck. As you guys can see, we're running a full set of SHYVANA. We have a full set of Screechkin Dragon. We have Eclipse Dragon and Irelia Soul, which allow us to justify the likes of the Dragon Guard Lieutenant. A phenomenal 2-drop with an epic voice line and a really, really reliable challenger early on in the game. And of course, we also have the likes of Dragon Chow as well. Dragon Chow, really, really neat in this deck, as we can use him turn 1 to start blocking into some of the Sand Soldiers and early aggressors from Thresh Nasses. As turn 4 onwards, we play SHYVANA, and we eat him. Honestly, like, I don't know how to phrase this. Like, this guy is just having the time of his life, and yeah, the last time of his life, if you want to be more specific. It is absolutely horrifying, and I just don't want to talk about it anymore. Just keep in mind that Dragon Chow is really good, helps us level up SHYVANA. He helps the team so much, and we treat him horribly. So just makes you think about how horrendous humanity can be. But let's focus on more, some other more positive aspects of life, as I don't know why I'm going to move on to Zoe, because it's not like she's a positive aspect of life. She's absolutely obnoxious, but she's very good in this deck. And this is one of the very specific reasons why this version is better than most, is because if you're running a full set of SHYVANA and Irelia Soul, you are doing it wrong. You don't need 3 copies of Irelia Soul ever, because you're going to be playing this guy really late in the game. And by that point, especially if you're playing cards like Dragon's Clutch that can allow you to draw into him later down the line, you don't need to run 3 copies of him, especially considering how hard it is to play his signature spell. So instead of that, running 2, which is more than enough, and having 1 space for this annoying little prick is really, really key. As Zoe can be in your opening hand some games and just put in the massive work, apply pressure, and net you some really solid value, and give your opponent 1 extra problem to deal with. As the rest of the deck is pretty straightforward when it comes to SHYVANA mid-range. We have a curve that is comprised of a lot of challenger units. We have some life stealers as well, Solarius Sunforger and the Fangs. The Fangs was a 3 of in Ultraman's original deck, but I took out 1 copy of it for a 3rd Concerted Strike. I believe Concerted Strike is too good not to run as 3 copies of. And this, alongside Stone Combat and a full set of Hush, allows us to just disrupt pretty much anything, which is really neat. And because we already have a lot of 4-drops with SHYVANA and Solarius Sunforger in there, I feel like 3 Fangs is a bit too much. I think the deck is better this way, but again, it's my opinion. Keep that in mind. As besides that, we have, like I mentioned, the Hush and all the disruption. We have a full set of Sharp Sight, the one-off of Guiding Touch that helps us cycle through the deck a little bit, and we got Blue Sentinel, which is really neat. I like this 5 2-drop approach instead of going 6 2-drops, 3 and 3. I really like, I do this a lot, and I like the fact that Ultraman is doing it as well. Prioritizing the Lieutenant, but also giving a little bit of extra support at turn 2 with Blue Sentinel that can match up really well in this meta, because he can block into a lot of the daggers and the Sand Soldiers and all the little dudes coming at us with a lot of these meta decks running around. So why is this deck so good in this metagame? Because Irelia, Azir, and Thresh Nasses are the most popular decks in Ranked as of now. And this deck slaps both really well. It slaps Irelia Azir because we're playing SHYVANA. I wouldn't be playing this deck if we were not playing SHYVANA, just to be clear with you, right? Because I'm all about being edgy, and Demacia Targan is not the most edgy deck by any means, but SHYVANA is. Like, she's a really cool champion, and I haven't played her in a while, and I was excited to mess around with her, especially because she's so good with the Fury keyword. The Fury keyword is the reasoning behind this. The Fury keyword allows us to constantly block into these Blades and Sand Soldiers and not lose our health. In fact, get bigger in the process, which is really, really neat. Both Fury and Tough match up really well, which is why Lysandra is also really solid against those decks. And when it comes to Thresh Nasses, due to Fury and our curve, we're able to deal with our early aggression really well. And then when the late game starts happening, because of our access to 3 copies of Hush, we're also able to completely counter Nasus, which is really important and not something that a lot of decks can do, really. So that gives us the edge in that regard. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, fish, dragons, this is the deck list right there. Really, really solid. I am going to showcase some gameplay in which I will attempt to reach Diamond rank with this deck. And I'll take you guys for the last portion of that ride. And that's basically all I gotta say. If you want to play a deck that matches up really well against what's popular right now, and you want to beat down some Azir Irelia, like actually feel good about queuing into Azir Irelia, then this is the deck for you. And tomorrow we'll be back at it with some new spicy stuff. And now that, you know, if I do manage to make it to Diamond, I can chill there and I can start brewing, and I have a lot of ideas ready for you guys, including this one right here. Expect Zillion coming back very soon, hopefully tomorrow. And that's where I'll leave it at. Have a solid day. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, we get the matchup. We get the matchup. We find the Dragon Child. There's a single combat here, but I'm actually going to mulligan away everything in hopes for finding the likes of Lysandra and a bit of a better curve. Dragon Chow into Blue Sentinel with the Fangs here is really neat. The Emperor commands, the land obeys. I'm gonna play Dragon Chow. We're gonna block the Sand Soldier. I'm gonna use this thick little body. And there's Lysandra. There we go. How'd you do that? Nice. We halt his attack, which is really important, and now we bring in the counter, ladies and gentlemen.
The dragon's rage crawls to get out. I dance not to forget, but to remember.
We're gonna attack.
Break them.
Alright. Could have a homecoming, so we're gonna just...
Face me.
We're gonna go for the Concerted Strike here.
Witness my true power. Left foot, left foot. Pathetic.
We keep growing.
Always forward.
We were born in the First Lands, and we will defend them until the end.
So that lets us know that he has a Shapestone, basically. So we're not gonna play into that. And we're gonna go ahead and trade like this. Yeah, he has a Shapestone. Like, he telegraphed the shit out of that. So we're gonna remove his board little by little. We can take a little bit of damage here.
Our son.
Shoulder set, blade sharpened. Plant that lead foot.
Don't worry, I've danced this 100 times.
Pathetic.
Loosen up.
Take your place.
Clever. He's calcing because he has a shapestone in hand. But is that enough? Worth remaining lethal. Eat him up, SHYVANA! Eat him up! We have another Fangs here for more life gain. We have the Crescent Strike. We have a way to block into that as well. But we're gonna play Zoe.
Show them no weakness.
Alright, we know he has a Shapestone. I've tested this before. He can't swap when he's stunned. Even if that's a Shapestone, we survive unless I'm mistaken, man. Unless I'm mistaken. Unless, because I tested it before, but I'm not 100% sure, man. Like, maybe there's some bug and I lose because he swaps any Shapestones on me. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't work that way. Like, look at this. Oh, it does. It does. Wow. Well, that shouldn't work like that. She's stunned. I don't know. That's weird. Got him. Just in case, because otherwise we would have lost. I was hoping for a SHYVANA quote, but Zoe had to butt in. You didn't do anything, Zoe. Didn't do anything. All right, one win away, boys. Let's get it. This is not a good matchup for us. Like, this is actually the worst matchup. I want to keep the sharp sight. I'm gonna drop everything else. Sharp sight is good because it allows us to potentially dodge certain variants of removal. Only one mulligan. Alright. Let's see if we can draw into some early game, early on. Okay, that's good. There's no need for me to play the Lieutenant now, though. But I can play right into that. Yeah, this is a trade I have to go for. Unfortunately, the Thorns of the Rose is a really, really powerful card against this. Just because we don't have pings, right? We're Demacia Targan, so we're weak to 5/1s in general.
It's Draven time.
I do want to play Dragon Chow. Do I? No, I can do that later. I can play you now. I mean, Crescent Strike good? That can allow us to potentially work for some powerful attacks. I'm gonna take the Crescent Strike.
God axes need victims.
There's a calling strike there. What about Zoe? I can play Zoe afterwards.
I serve my people.
Thermogenic beam halts this. I do survive a Ravenous Flock here. He has to pair that with something else. May as well.
The strength of the sun and my faith are one.
If he has a Whirling Death, we're in trouble. But we can't play around that at this point. We just need him to not have a Whirling Death. Yikes. I mean, we did everything we could, but this matchup is just atrocious. I've only won this matchup once. I've only won once. And him getting this is just tough. What are you gonna do? Like that's like the worst matchup by far. It's really hard because the tribe even populators hit us so hard. Even the 5-1s, we don't have any pings. I managed to drown them in value in one game, but that's the only time. Like every time they curve into Captain Fern, I always find myself losing. It's just it really has a very strong case against us. It's frustrating, man, because no matter what I do, I can't win that match. It's so bad. But hopefully we don't queue it into it again. Round 3. Okay. Fizz. Zed. I mean, I want to keep the sharp side and the SHYVANA. I'm going to drop these two. Sharps are going to be very important because we can definitely expect some elusive shenanigans here. We find Concerted Strike and Guiding Touch. Important to know that they could be Pack and Deny. They do a full mulligan. Okay, it's good to see these slides for some fortune. Maybe in hindsight, I'm like sweating a lot of my.
The Yordle here's with me.
So, I could have played the Solaris Unforger in a different scenario, right? To ensure that I got my health back. Like, maybe I could have done that. I mean, it's not like I don't think I could have done anything to, like, really win that last game, but...
The Order rewards its faithful.
Just your mind crumbling under what it doesn't understand, silly.
I'll gladly trade this into this. And then I'll do this. Alright.
Another day guarding the walls.
Maybe I can hold on to SHYVANA because of this, because I can play the Dragon Chow next turn. I honestly like the Trickster.
Hang on, Fuzzball.
Hey! Prepare for battle!
You cannot escape.
Getting rid of the Green Glade duos is important because they can become quite the nuisance.
Silent as death.
This Trickster halts him pretty well, and I have Sharp Sight backup as well. And now we play Mr. Chow. Hello, Chow. Goodbye, Chow. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I am more.
Okay.
Oh boy, here I go.
I serve my people.
I want to have my Concerted Strike options open in case he wants to go for another homecoming like that. Yeah, sure.
First step's the hardest.
I will play my part.
It's Fizz, so it's better to hush, right?
Her light is our sword, her
Her
warmth
warp
our
armor.
Radiant strikes!
Alright, I'm gonna try to counter this. I like this double sharp sight. Getting our health back there, very important.
Extra hands never hurt.
I don't blame him. I mean, to be fair, you didn't have space, man. You have space.
Dragons have no remorse.
No empathy. Empathy's for losers. Alright. Let's see if we can do it this time and not run into Easy Draven as our gatekeeper. That'd be nice. Alright. It's also a pretty decent matchup for us because we have Hush. Feels good to have Hush. We're gonna drop Eclipse Dragon in a row, so we're gonna keep the Dragon Chow and Zoe. We do find another Eclipse Dragon. You know, gonna be a bit late for this card, but the single combat could be useful as well. And we do have a dragon, which means that if we draw into Dragon Guard Lieutenant, we have an enabled.
Reality is just your mind doesn't understand, silly.
Alright.
What you doing over there?
Zoe providing us with good value. Play Dragon Chow. Let's draw into you.
Strength and grace, beauty in the play.
We love it when they run.
They forgot. You cannot.
Get in the portal!
The desert by my side.
Doggo, doggo, doggo!
Gonna play the messenger to have an extra blocker here. So have that exchange, it's fine.
Azir's command.
That's right. Run.
She's gonna be so happy. She's just trimming her claws. This will not take long.
Prevent quite a bit of damage this way, while still preserving our protege. He goes for a Blitz Beyond, alright. I don't need to play this right now.
Harry, riposte. You hardly fair.
I'm gonna get rid of this.
We weren't expecting callers. Always forward. This is my opponent.
I'm gonna go for a single combat here, and I'm gonna use a single combat to basically prevent 4 damage.
Fire and fury burn me.
I think playing Dragon Chow into Screeching Dragon and picking off his board a little bit
I walk through the ages.
makes more sense. Flush. Because I get to clear his board a little bit. So he has a right of he has the right of the 0 mana sacrifice card basically.
The Emperor commands, the land obeys.
The strength of the sun and my faith are one.
Gonna find a gift for an action, right, Arda?
Fly from the first lands.
Judgment awaits.
Sand and blood!
We'll get our licks in.
Always forward!
That's right. Run!
If he has a right of negation. If he has a right of negation. I had to calc it there exactly. I'm not sure if I did it right.
We wear red to honor the fallen.
Okay, there's another hush. Thank God. All right. I gotta like because he's not using any mana. I can't attack. Like I gotta make sure that I can catch up with this board. If that makes any sense. I like the Screeching Dragon.
Everyone's a garden.
Boys, we got business.
Until I see Nasus.
We enter an age of men and gods.
All right.
As it must be.
4-3. That's a lot. That's 10, but we can survive. We can deny any atrocity.
Dust.
I mean, unless he top decked a third Nasus and has an atrocity in hand, I'm not gonna play around that. This is. We have to end the game.
Your favorite star. I created it.
Yeah, he has to have top decked that. Like that's crazy with 22 cards in hand, and he has to already have an atrocity in hand. Oh, but what if he top decked a right of negation while I said atrocity? Oh no. Oh no, did I just choke this? I just realized. Oh, that was risky. That was too risky. That was way too risky. Got that, Miguel.
Shine. Took the wrong turn, didn't you? Well, would you look at this? Long way from home.
Yeah, that was. I should have kept the Concern Strike. But this allows me to close out the game. But that was really risky. Like if he had a right on negation there. But now, bow to me. At the same time, like, it's debatable because that's the least amount of chance that he has to have that. He has to top deck the answer, right? And by me leveling up Irelia Soul at this point,
I do love an audience.
I'm able to just 100% win the game at this point. Without a doubt. Like, no matter how big Nasus is, we can knock it out! And we take it, boys! 2 diamonds!
Victory today, freedom tomorrow.
I mean, I'm already free, but I feel you, bro. I feel you. Level up! Nice. Nice! Alright, that was good. That was good for a session. Like I said, I wanted to record the last part of my climb. This deck is really legit in that sense because it fits really well in this meta. So if you want to try hard a little bit and you want to counter what people are playing, a deck that beats both Thresh, Nasus, and Irelia Azir, look no further, man. SHYVANA is the heat right now. SHYVANA is amazing. And obviously Irelia support, and I do like the one off of Zoe as well. Even though this champion is pretty much everywhere in Target, but it makes a lot more sense to run 2 copies of Irelia Soul and 1 copy of Zoe because you always end up drawing Irelia Soul when you need him, especially when you run a couple of copies of Dragon's Clutch. It's really well optimized. I did tweak it a little bit. Like I said, I do believe triple Concerted Strike is necessary. I think the third Fangs is excessive considering you already have like SHYVANA and Solari Sunforge as 4 drops. So these cards are really, really, really important for Disruption. And yeah, really happy with the list. Very, very legit. And, you know, a bit of a try-hard session, but we did it. Just try to knock you into easy Draven, and you'll be fine. So yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I will be back at it tomorrow with some more spicy decks. So you guys can see I'm brewing something here. So hopefully you're excited to see Zilean again, and yeah, I'll be featuring Malphite as well too. Like, I'm not done with the new champions by any stretch of the imagination. There's so many decks I want to try out. Now that we're in Diamond, I can you know, brew a little bit more. So yeah, love ya. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow.